Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at lesson 2 of section 2.6, which is all about better buys. Students will be able to find better buys using unit rates. And then for today's lesson, you just need a notebook and a pencil. So let's get started. So as a little reminder, we talked about unit rates in the last section. So a unit rate is a comparison of two quantities by division using different units, and the denominator of a unit rate is always 1. So some examples would be 42 miles. And then sometimes we write it as a line over an hour, right? So this is 1 hour. Also, you might see it as 42 miles per hour. That's how we abbreviate it sometimes. A couple other examples would be $16 per one soup can. We can write that as well. Or even something along the lines of 12 inches per 1 foot. Okay. So those are just some examples of different types of unit rates where the denominator is a 1 and they have different units. So what we're going to look at today is what's called unit price. The unit price is the cost of 1 unit. So this could be in ounces, pounds, etc. of an item. So think of unit rate, right? We're going to be looking at cost and then their unit, so pounds, ounces, things like that. If two products are similar in quality, then the one with the lower unit price is the better buy. So if we're at a grocery store and you have a name brand box of cereal and the store's version of cereal, those two are similar products. We can compare them by looking at their unit price and determine which one's the better buy. What's great with labels at any grocery store is that they normally tell us how much an item costs, right? So this over here is $3.95. This was for Cheerios. And then if we look at the right, it says retail price. This was for a can of fish, right? This was $3.09. So in both of these cases, they're telling us how much it costs. But what's really important is actually the number to the left. If you notice here, it says unit price. And this one is by ounce. So you are paying 26 cents almost. There's a 3, but we don't have a third of a penny. But you're roughly paying 0.263 of a dollar per every ounce of cereal you're getting in that box. So if you had a store name brand, you could then compare that. Looking at the other one with the salmon, our unit price is now going based off of pounds. So it's $6.59 per pound. So if you notice, we're actually getting less. We're not getting a full pound in that can of salmon. That's why it's a lower price. So you can look at their unit price to determine which one's the better buy. Just be really careful because not just because they give the unit price, it doesn't mean that the cost of the unit that they're using, ounces, pounds, things like that, are the same. I've noticed where like one brand did it in pounds and the other one did it in ounces. So it looked like the ones in ounces was more expensive, but it necessarily isn't the case. Okay, so just be mindful of that if you're looking at unit prices. So we're going to do some work with that. So to be able to find our unit price, so if you are at a grocery store and they don't have it for some reason, you can calculate it yourself. You will need to just divide the cost by the quantity. So if we have a 15-ounce box of Cocoa Puffs and it costs $1.98, what is the unit price? Well, I know that my cost is $1.189, right? And I'm going to divide that by the quantity. How many do we have? Well, we have 15 ounces, so I'm going to divide that by 15 ounces. Now, in this section, we can use a calculator for it because we're not going to do out that long division. So if I do 189 divided by 15, I get 0.126. So that is how much we're paying per dollar per 1 ounce. Okay, so we're just dividing the two. Now we can use that to compare prices. So we had said that our 15-ounce box was $0.126 per ounce. And now we can actually figure out if there was a competitor and it was 20 ounces and it was $2.90 or $2.29, which one would be cheaper? So same process. I'm going to take my $2.29 and divide it by my 20 ounces. And when we do that, I get 0.1145, and that's dollars per ounce. So looking here, it looks like buying the 20-ounce box for $2.29 is the better deal because you're paying a cheaper cost per unit, right? That one's a little bit, that's around 11 cents, the 20-ounce box, and then the 15-ounce is around 12 cents per ounce. So it's a little bit cheaper. Okay, keep in mind, just because you're buying more does not always mean that you're going to get a better deal. So it is really important you compare these. This is just one example. So what I would like for you guys to do is try these two on your own, and then I'm going to go over these. So looking here, we have 2 pounds of apples for $1.78, and then 5 pounds for $3.25. So if I do my apples, I'm doing my $1.78 divided by 2, which gives us 89 cents per apple. And then I'm going to also do my 5 pounds. So I'm going to do $3.25 divided by 5. And we get 65 cents per apple. So in this case, our better deal is to buy the 5 pounds for the apples. Looking at the second one here, I have 5 liters of soda for 79 cents. Sorry, that's my dogs playing. So I'm going to have my 79 cents divided by 0.5. Oops, I did that wrong. So 0.79. Make sure you add in your decimal points, and we get $1.58 for this one. And that is per liter. Then I can do my $2.79 for 2 liters, and we get $1.39 or $3.95, and then that is per liter. So in this case, again, buying the bigger quantity ended up being the better deal. But again, remember, that's not always the case. So that is it for today's lesson. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks, guys. Bye.